This video isn't here to make you feel cozy. It's not about easing your pain. It's about ripping apart your illusions. No excuses for those who destroy with words, and zero comfort for guys who put up with disrespect in the name of love. You're gonna hear lines you've probably heard before, maybe even forgiven, but deep down, they still cut like hell. Because when a woman crosses that line of respect and you just swallow it without a word, you're basically signing off on your own downfall. So buckle up. This isn't some feel-good fluff, but it could be the spark that rebuilds you from the ground up. Every guy's got that one line he can't shake. It didn't come with a slap, no visible scars, but it gutted you inside out. And the cruelest part, it came from the lips of someone who claimed to love you. You tried to make sense of it, tried to brush it off as just anger talking. But even now, when you hit the pillow at night, it echoes. And the reason's dead simple. That wasn't a slip-up. It was a verdict. It was her spitting out exactly what she thought. No filter. And you, because you loved her, pretended it didn't sting. Most guys think they lose a woman when she walks out the door. But the truth is, the slide starts way earlier, when he starts tolerating crap no woman should have the guts to say. Lines that shatter you from the inside, strip away your worth, put you on your knees even when you're in the right. And don't even try calling it just kidding, venting, or heat of the moment, because some words reveal more than 1,000 actions. And if you've heard one of these and kept going like it was no big deal, this video's for you. Because today, you're gonna get it. Respect doesn't die at the end. It dies in the words. And if you don't spot when that happens, you become the guy who loves while getting trampled underfoot. Number one, the line that attacks your core. There's stuff a woman says that you can't walk back from. And it's not about what she did, it's about what she makes you believe about yourself. When she locks eyes with you and drops, "You're not man enough. You're weak. You disappoint me as a man." She's not critiquing one thing you did. She's tearing down who you are. Because when a woman hits you with that, she's not asking for change. She's declaring the end of respect. And the worst part? A lot of guys buy into it like it's gospel. They start scrambling to prove they're strong, capable, worthy. But that's not redemption. That's straight up humiliation. Because once you jump into that game, you've already lost. She says you're not man enough, and you fire back with effort. Flowers, promises, apologies. And every move you make, even from the heart, she reads as proof he thinks he's less than, and that's game over. Because a woman might love a guy who messes up, but she'll never respect one who begs for approval after getting benched. These lines are deadly because they don't slam what you did. They target what you are. They drag you into the courtroom of your own manhood. And when you accept the verdict, you stop standing up for yourself. You start walking on eggshells, weighing every word, bargaining away your soul. The strong guy fades, and out comes the pushover. The one who lives to prove his worth, terrified of losing her. But in the process, he loses himself. And if you've heard this and stuck around, know this: she was testing you. And you flunked the biggest test of all, the one where you stay whole in the face of the lowest blow anyone can throw. Number two, the line that makes you guilty for her life. When she hits you with "you don't make me happy," it sounds like just a gripe. Maybe even fair if you're in fix-it mode. But that line's an emotional trap way deeper than it looks. Because she's not calling out something specific you screwed up. She's dumping on your shoulders the job of filling a hole she's got inside herself. No guy's responsible for a woman's happiness. You can add to it, support it, build together, but happiness isn't a handout you deliver. It's an inside job dealing with your own life, your own demons, your own growth. But this line flips the script. It breeds guilt. And guilt's the easiest way to control a guy who's head over heels. From there, you start second-guessing yourself. You think you're failing at some invisible standard? You amp up the funny, the presence, the helpfulness, the perfection, because now you're battling not a real issue, but a vague feeling she can't even pin down. And the more you try, the more you burn out, because the goalposts keep shifting. Today it's you don't pay enough attention. Tomorrow it's you're smothering me. Next it's you work too much. Then you're not ambitious enough, and you get stuck in this loop where you're always coming up short, like love's some endless debt. The real damage from this line: it wrecks your peace. You start living to dodge the next complaint, living to keep her mood steady, and that turns you into a worn-out, insecure dude, always guessing what's missing. And instead of respecting you more, she starts seeing you as the reason for her ups and downs, because she doesn't want to fix her own stuff. She wants a scapegoat to justify her moves. Deep down, this line often means, I can't handle my own crap, so I'm pinning it on you. And the guy who buys into that guilt sets himself up for one fate: emotional hostage. And when a guy's an emotional hostage, he loses his stance. And when he loses his stance, he loses respect. And then the relationship doesn't tank because you failed to make her happy. It tanks because you shouldered a load that was never yours to carry. Number 3, the line that turns you into an option. I'm confused. I don't know what I want. I need some space. These aren't about real doubt. They're about emotional rankings. Because when a woman lays this on you, she's not lost. She just doesn't want to commit while she's eyeing something better. And in that setup, you become her emotional backup. The safety net, the spare tire, the reliable guy she keeps on the hook with one hand while reaching out with the other. And the kicker? A ton of guys hear this and switch to savior mode. What did I do wrong? Am I pushing too hard? Is she just going through something? And that's when the most destructive cycle kicks in. The guy starts bending himself to fit her uncertainty. He tiptoes around her emotional void, figuring if he's sweeter, more understanding, lighter, she'll snap out of it. But here's the raw truth. Nobody chooses the person they keep dangling in doubt. The guy who accepts this line as an excuse for emotional distance is green lighting. You can string me along while you shop around. And she will. She'll treat you like a sure thing without the real commitment. Vanish and reappear. Tease and pull back. Test to see if you're still hanging on. And you, scared of losing her, stay available. Keep texting. Keep checking in. But what she sees isn't love, it's neediness. And neediness is never a turn-on. A guy who sticks around while she's confused puts himself in the most humiliating spot: disposable emotional filler. Because when she figures it out, odds are it won't be you. You'll realize you spent months trying to win over someone who saw you as a bridge. And bridges, bro, aren't destinations. They're just paths to somewhere else. Number 4, the line that compares and humiliates you. So-and-so would handle this differently. My ex treated me way better. A real man wouldn't act like that. When these drop, it's not really about the other guy. It's about how low she ranks you compared to him. Comparison's just contempt in disguise. It doesn't come to help, build, or improve. It comes to knock you down, stir up insecurity, spark a rivalry, measure your manhood against someone else's yardstick. And when a guy bites, he spirals. You start trying to morph into a version of some dude you don't even know. Or worse, one you do know, and you know he was a train wreck. But now, terrified of losing her, you're competing with a ghost. You don't see it, but every time you respond with extra effort, trying to prove you're better, justifying yourself, you're lowering the bar. You're saying, go ahead and cut me down. I'll stick around. And she gets it. Gets that she controls your worth. Gets that she can wield other guys as mind games. Gets that you're cool with ditching your true self to win on her turf. The guy who lets this slide paves one road, becoming a knockoff version of a model she probably dumped anyway, because the comparison's never factual. It's emotional. It's vicious. It's thrown in to knock you off balance, put you on defense, make you chase validation that'll never come. And every time you roll with it, you drop your standards. You start gauging your growth not by your truth, but by whatever benchmark she picks that day. Today it's the ex, tomorrow the boss, next the neighbor. And you turn into the guy racing a marathon where she keeps moving the finish line. Comparison's the weapon of someone who's already lost respect but still wants control. And if you take it, you're not just losing her, you're losing you. Number 5, the line that calls your pain drama. You're overreacting. Quit the drama. Wow, you're so sensitive. These seem minor. But coming from the woman you love, they're like acid. They eat away quietly from the inside. They don't deny what you feel, they mock it. And that creates one of the quietest pains a guy can haul around, not being able to feel anything without getting called out for overdoing it. Because deep down, what she's saying is, what you feel doesn't matter. Your hurt's inconvenient. Your emotions get in my way. And the guy, hearing that, doesn't push back. He shuts up, pulls back, stops trying to explain. And from there, the silent type emerges, the passive guy who bottles it up instead of opening up. Not because he doesn't want to, but because he's scared of being ridiculed. Every time he showed a softer side, she hit back with sarcasm. Every time he asked for respect, she countered with disdain. Every time he wanted understanding, she raised her voice, rolled her eyes, or cracked a joke. And that builds a block. He starts erasing himself, doubting his own take, thinking he's wrong for feeling too much. And that's when a dangerous habit forms. He stops trusting his gut, lives in defense mode, watches everything quietly but doesn't react. But that's not real toughness. It's emotional freeze-out, the fallout from being with someone who, instead of holding space, shuts it down, who twists instead of listens, who mocks instead of supports. When a woman labels your pain as overkill, she's not asking you to chill. She's demanding you vanish. And no guy who vanishes keeps the respect. Because respect comes from standing firm. And standing firm comes from knowing you have the right to feel, to get pissed, to say that hurts me. The issue isn't being sensitive. It's being stuck with someone who turns sensitivity into a flaw, who uses your vulnerability to chip away at your value instead of backing you up. If you've heard these and clammed up, get this. You're not overreacting. You're just in a setup that demands you turn to stone to avoid getting crushed. Number 6, the line that tames the good guy. You're too nice. You're sweet. Almost too much. You lack that edge. When a guy hears this from the woman he loves, it throws him off. It sounds like a compliment, like affection, maybe even props. But it's not. This line's sneaky. It comes soft, but packs a punch. You don't excite me. You don't challenge me. You're too predictable. And predictability for an emotionally immature woman is the death of interest. Because what she's really saying is, you're so steady, I feel nothing anymore. And that's when the brutal game starts. The loving guy tries to overcompensate by being even more attentive, more empathetic, more patient. Figures showing up bigger will reignite the spark, but the more he gives, the further she drifts. Because now she knows you'll take anything to keep things going. And that doesn't breed respect. It breeds control. You become the moldable guy, the one who takes it all, who never pushes back, who loves even through the disrespect. And at that point, you're not a man anymore, you're an emotional crutch. The one she uses to ease her guilt, to know someone's always waiting, to remind her she can have crumbs and still get by. The too nice guy doesn't become priority. He becomes fallback, the safety blanket for someone who wants freedom without fallout. And the saddest part? He thinks he's doing the right thing, the mature, evolved move. But really, he's getting tamed, domesticated, slowly leashed with invisible emotional obedience, because every gesture from love now reeks of desperation. And desperation never sparks desire, just pity, boredom, excuses to dip out and return on a whim. The line, "You're too nice," is the final warning. It's her saying, you don't set boundaries. And without boundaries, she treats you like background noise. And nobody craves what doesn't demand attention. Number 7, the silence that follows. The line hits. The impact's instant. But what really wrecks you is what comes next. Because there's no apology, no fix, no making it right. What follows is silence, and that silence turns a hurtful line into a permanent scar. You heard it, it stung. You froze, but you stayed quiet. Maybe mumbled, "It's fine," flashed a weak smile, or acted like it went over your head. And her? She moves on, like nothing happened. And that's where the emotional breakdown starts. Because unnamed pain becomes a cage. You replay the scene on loop. Wonder if you blew it out of proportion, if it was just a snap, if you misread it. Try convincing yourself it wasn't that bad, but it was. Because it stuck. It sank in. It became a shadow. And that shadow creeps into your moves, your tone, your touch that now hesitates, your eyes that don't spark anymore. You get distant, guarded, suspicious. And she notices, but doesn't ask why. Or if she does, it's laced with sarcasm. What's up with you now? Like she has no clue. Like the line vanished on impact. But it didn't. It just multiplied in the quiet. And the guy, instead of blowing up, caves in. Not because he's weak, but because he loves. And love makes you choose self-loss over confrontation. But that choice costs. Costs identity. Costs respect. Because by silencing the hurt, you greenlight repeats. And worse, you get used to this half-life where your feelings have no room, your thoughts no space, where you exist as her peace and your own burden. And one day when she bounces, because women like this always do, she'll say you turned cold, that you pulled away, that you're not the same, and she'll be right. But what she'll never own is that she killed the warm, alive, loving version of you with one line, and then with silence. Number 8, the trap of quick forgiveness. You heard the line, it cut deep, but you forgave, not because it didn't hurt, because you didn't want to lose her. You figured it was just a moment. They told you, that's how it is. Women speak without thinking. You gotta be the grown-up. So you swallowed it, pretended it never happened. Kept going, but what you missed, that fast forgiveness wasn't seen as class. It was seen as weakness, because she tested your boundary and found none. And that sends a clear message, I can hurt him and he won't bail. And once someone clocks that, they'll do it again and again, because no consequences. You'll soak it all up for love. You'll pick the bond over your dignity, and from there, what was rare becomes routine. Today she calls you too sensitive. Tomorrow, not man enough. Next, confused. And you're still there, forgiving everything, fixing what ain't yours, crumbling quietly to hold on to someone who lost fear of losing you. The guy who forgives too quick teaches that hurting him's free, and respect when it's free vanishes. She might stay, but she won't look at you with awe. It'll be superiority. You'll be a given. And givens to the immature are just furniture. There, but no spark, just space filler. And the worst, you think you're saving the relationship with that speedy pardon, but you're digging your own grave of irrelevance. Because forgiveness without fallout is just an invite for round 2. And when she realizes she can say whatever, however, and you'll still show up with gestures, she'll never see you as a man who stands his ground. Love you? Maybe. Feel fond? Could be. Respect you? Not a chance. Number 9. How a respected man responds. He hears it. He feels it. But he doesn't freak. Because the respected man doesn't react on impulse. He doesn't beg, doesn't explain, doesn't try to prove he's worth it. He just watches. And when he sees the line crossed respect's edge, he steps back. Not to stir drama, not to punish, but to guard what he's built inside. He gets that boundaries aren't yells, they're exits. Respect isn't argued for, it's shown in absence. And when that absence hits, it speaks louder than any rant. He doesn't vanish in a huff. He dips with dignity, shifts the vibe, the presence, the access, doesn't block, doesn't manipulate, just cuts the emotional line. Because the self-respecting man doesn't scrap with low blows. He pulls away to save what's still solid. And when she feels it, her tune changes. The one who called you weak starts wondering where she lost you. The one who said you don't make her happy recalls all you did. The one who was confused misses the clarity you brought. Because the truth boils down to this: the absence of a man who stands firm is the biggest shock to someone who thought he'd always be there. The respected man doesn't raise his voice. He raises his presence. And when he walks, he doesn't just take his body, he takes the emotional backbone that held her up. And she feels it. Not day one, but when her weapon words echo in the emptiness he left. Number 10, the line he tells himself. After swallowing so much, trying so hard, staying silent so long, there comes a point where he gets it. Nobody's saving him. Nobody's handing back who he was. Nobody's coming with real sorry. And that's when the only line that can rebuild him emerges. I'm enough on my own. He doesn't say it to sound tough. He says it because he realized nobody's shielding him from pain if he doesn't do it himself. He spent too long begging respect from someone who weaponized words, too long apologizing for feeling, too long chasing acceptance from someone who stopped seeing him as a man. I'm enough on my own isn't about being cold. It's about freedom, the spot where he quits proving, quits justifying, quits chasing someone who's already checked out emotionally. It's the call to be whole, to not let any line shatter him. From here, he won't settle for halves, won't get hyped on comebacks, won't buy promises. Because he learned worth isn't bartered with love turned blackmail. The man who says I'm enough on my own starts choosing different. He doesn't linger where admiration's missing, doesn't stay where disrespect reigns, doesn't hit back, seek revenge, or threaten. He just fades. Fades from the game, from the control, from the dependency. And when he fades, she feels it, because the ache he carried for months now echoes back to the one who threw the line. And then too late, she gets it. The man who's enough on his own is the one you can't beg, trap, or buy. He's the end of every disrespect cycle, and the start of his version that won't shrink to fit anyone's emotional world. You weren't wrecked by the breakup. You were wrecked by lines you forgave too soon, by words that seemed small but ripped chunks out of who you were. You loved and stayed, loved and swallowed, loved and shut up. But the truth, every time you let a hurtful line slide, you trained yourself to take less than you deserve. And she learned she could shape you with humiliation dressed as honesty. Today you get it. Respect doesn't die in the split. It dies the second you hear a line that guts you and act like it's business as usual. That day she compared you to someone else. That day she called you weak, said you don't make her happy, that you're being dramatic. You remember? Because it wasn't just pain. It was a break, and still you forgave. Because you wanted the connection. But a connection that costs your core is just a prison called love. Want to know when a man becomes untouchable? The day he stops excusing pain. The day he hears, processes, and walks. The day he says, I'm enough on my own, and lives with the stance of someone who won't let disdain school him. Words hurt, but how you handle them defines you. And if you've stayed silent till now, it's time to flip the script. Drop in the comments, I won't forgive disrespect anymore. That line's not for her. It's for you. To mark where your pushover self dies. Share this video with a bro who needs to wake up before he breaks inside. And remember, loving isn't taking everything. Loving is knowing what you'll never let anyone say to your face again. Because when a man respects himself, the game's over. This video isn't just about relationships, it's about self-respect. Here you'll hear lines that have haunted plenty of guys and left them forever changed. Lines that left no visible marks, but shattered their identity, self-worth, and dignity from the inside out. You're weak. You don't make me happy. You're overreacting. My ex did it better. They seem like just words, but from the one you love, they turn into silent weapons.